than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. And you can also subscribe to my Twitter feed, which is a news feed. It's got a lot of information in there today. And I promise you, when you turn on the news tonight, you're not going to hear most of these stories. So if you really want to be informed, that's the place to go, twitter.com/Gary Baumgarten. Just subscribe. Just say you're going to follow me, and I'll keep you informed. We got 3 stories to talk about. The top story is, or the first story, is the Speaker of the House has resigned. Now, for all you Pelosi followers, calm down. Not talking about Nancy Pelosi, no. Talking about the Speaker of the other House, the House of Commons over in the United Kingdom. His name is Michael Martin, and he will step down next month because of the way he mismanaged a scandal involving, of course, money and sex. What else? He will be, by the way, the first holder of that position to have had to step down in more than 300 years. Seems that if you are a member of Parliament, you are permitted certain expenses that the taxpayers reimburse you for in the course of your duties. It could even be an expense for housing. For example, if you are an MP from Wales, but you have to commute during the week to London town, and you have to take a flat, they will pay for that flat for you. But the things that they won't pay for are pornography, yes, pornography, moats, swimming pools, bowling alleys, etc., etc., etc. To tell us about this difficult time in the life of a politician in the United Kingdom is Cassandra, joining us from the United Kingdom. Cassandra, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com. I guess I have to remove Cassandra's
well, no,
red
I
dot.
did manage
Sorry about
it.
that.
I did manage it myself. Thank you very much, Gary, and hello, Gary. It's nice to see you again today. And yes, we've had a bit of a tottering time here because our elected representatives are not behaving themselves. They're fleecing the public, and as such, they've now been caught out. And of course, you're absolutely right. Michael Martin, the Speaker of the House, has in fact offered his resignation and is standing down on the 21st of June, which is great. And I know that some of you who heard that the Speaker was standing down will be thinking it was Nancy Pelosi. Bad luck. It's ours who is doing it. The Speaker of the House is supposed to be non-partisan, although sort of this particular one is a Labour supporter, and is, has been doing the business there. But he's not been doing the job, because you're quite right. We've had people... sorry, do you want to say something, Gary? We've had...
Well, I was just going to say, what I want you to get into, what I want you to talk about in a second is how we got to this point. Because apparently it's been some great investigative reporting by the Telegraph newspaper that's gone after him and forced him to resign. And perhaps if the media here were as vibrant and engaged as they are in the UK, we could affect some kind of positive change with our elected officials as well. Let's try to set this up a little bit with this video of a news report from, of all places, I think France. Take it away, Boaz.
Reports on how Martin's resignation would likely affect Brown's government. the problem here for the Gordon Brown's government, the problem here for the standing, the reputation of British Parliament, said throughout the world to be the mother of all parliaments, an example to other democracies, to other parliaments around the world, is the anger, the real anger that is being manifested day after day after the big campaign led by the Daily Telegraph. The paper has now its day 13 of its revelations about the expenses, the excessive expenses of MPs, charging, normally they should charge for things that relate particularly to their job, like their second home, obviously either a rent or a mortgage, or possibly their food. Instead of which we've had not only that, but plasma TV screens worth £2,000 to £8,000, swimming pools, tennis courts, moats of castles and things like that. And that at a credit crunch time, a time of recession, a time of already problems, if you want, in the nation economically, there is such an anger in the British people, and that cost might be very, very high indeed, not only for individual MPs and possible forthcoming prosecutions by police and the justice system here, but also at the European elections.
Benedict Pavio reporting a bit earlier from London.
So, tell us a little bit, Cassandra, about how the Telegraph newspaper got onto this caper.
Well, it started off with Jackie Smith, who is the Home Secretary, and they realised that she'd actually was claiming for a second home allowance that was not legitimate. She was actually overclaiming. And then what came to light was another thing about Jackie Smith, because they began examining the expense account, and they found that her husband had in fact claimed for 2 pornographic movies that he'd watched during the course of his, sort of when they'd been away, and so it then became a scandal. And having opened Pandora's box, it then became that everybody was examined, and so it became it. And what the Telegraph have done is an amazing thing, because they've taken a party a day and they've dissected them, and they've found so many instances where people have been they've been claiming for ridiculous things, as you say, a plasma TV screen that they claimed £8,000 for. I mean, £8,000, that's $12,000. I mean, can you imagine what sort of TV they'd get for that? Somebody who was claiming for a cinema, for a movie studio in his home. Somebody who claimed for his moat. And, the list goes on and on and on. And what the public have said, and this has been a movement from the public, and it really has knocked Gordon Brown. It's knocked the whole of the political system in the United Kingdom, because people have said, here we are in the middle of a recession where our borrowing is incredibly high, where we feel that the government have mismanaged the whole of the economic situation, and we are suffering, people having job losses, and sort of having to struggle by on reduced incomes, when our politicians, those that we elect to represent